Hi, it's Milk Tea, and I'm back again with another special Genshin Impact episode for you. Of course, this is my second video, so I hope you guys enjoyed the first video where Nate is screaming, and just me being my gay self. But anyways, with that said, let's start and discuss the basic mistakes I, until now, create even though I play Genshin Impact and I am at already AR 36. And most of you guys already know this, but let's get started. So we start with resin. Once you open your map, you'll see in the upper right, there's this moon-shaped thing, and that is called resin. What is resin? If you guys do not know gacha games that much, there are these stamina bars and energy bars in game, wherein every minute or every hour they recharge. So for this, as far as I know, you gain one resin every 8 minutes. So let's say after 8 minutes, it becomes 67. After 16 minutes, it becomes 68. So why is this important? Because if you do not spend your resin, you won't be able to regenerate further than 120. So let's say you're a busy person and you have to work for this, work for that, and you don't have time at all. And your resin is full. So within the hours you spend working, and when you come back, you won't be able to regenerate some resin. This is important, maybe for you guys, not in the early game. Actually, it is important, but in the end game, this is very important. Once you reach like AR 35, 30 plus, I'm at AR 37 right now. You won't be able to have any source of XP income and money income as well. You'll be searching through the map, trying to see if you can actually do something, and it's really hard. And resin is like there for you to use to beat bosses, to get drops, to get XP as well. So it's better to start the day by opening and doing a couple of rounds because this takes a long time to actually regenerate. So if I were you guys, please spend it as much as you can. Even if you're a starter, you have to get used to it. So that's one. So step two, simple. Do your commissions. Every day you get 4 commissions, and these give you up to almost 1000 XP or experience points, if you want to call it that way. But anyways, these are important. Why? Because once you reach level 30 plus, it will be really hard for you to level up your characters, and it is not fun at all. So these are basically your whole source of XP income, especially in the late game. You see the one on my left, it says Chubby Crisis. These are like world quests that pop out of nowhere, and these are really good because they give you XP or maybe drops or even Mora. So if I were you guys, you have to like do it so that you'll be able to like gain XP as well, since it is the end game and it's actually pretty hard. There, once you do the event, oh, now those are called events. You just get EXP, Mora, and some other rewards, which is really great as well. So step number 3. This is the one I hate the most, and I haven't even done it until now. So you guys are familiar with the anemodulust and the geoculus guide, right? Before you start, I will be showing you guys an interactive map, and these are the stuff I regret not doing. So this is the Genshin interactive world map. I will be leaving the link in the description, but I suggest when you start Genshin Impact, leave this open. Why? Because let's say you are finding anemodulus. All of the anemodulus in the map will be appearing, and let's say obviously you're gonna start getting the ones here or like here or wherever. If you get that, you have to mark it. So you say mark as found, and it will be marked. So once you mark it as found, it'll be easier for you to find the remaining anemodulus and geoculus as well. Why is this important? Because maybe you'll just take it for granted. You'll be like, oh, I'll be grinding it later. I don't mind, that can wait. Oh, I have like 16 more, we can just find that manually. No. It is really hard and very time consuming if you guys don't use this. I, even though I read the guide already, took this for granted, and stupid of me. Now I'm having a hard time. So if you're gonna use this at the end, you'll be looking at every single point instead of even just going to the places you already know you've already searched and looked up. So that is tip number 3. I'll be leaving the link below. But remember, even if you pass by them, make sure to always get them as well, because it is very hard to get them later on. And those are part of your quests as well. So tip number 4, you maybe already know this, but there's this thing called talents. Talents are basically when you raise your character's skill. So let's take a look at examples. So Shangling has a talent of level 1, 1, 1, and that's basically the basics. So whenever you send someone, you're able to raise their talents so that you will gain extra damage. So let's say her. You level them up with specific materials, and let's say I level her up right now. I get added stats. So I get plus 83% instead of 77%. And these may seem small, but they are really, 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 really game changing in the end game. They make you stronger. So like let's say him, because I max Venti's everything so far, and Jean I almost maxed her out, but these are very important in the end game because even though you have really, really good gear, you could still be weak. Why? Because you guys aren't checking your talents. They raise your basic attack and your skills as well. It's funny because I only learned this when I was like halfway through 30. So it's kind of stupid, but yes, talents are very important. Even though you read guides, you might forget it because Genshin Impact is an overwhelming game as well. Another tip is my mistake, as you can see on my screen right now, which I regret so much. Back then, I used to gear useless gears like 3-star gears. So, yes, you guys know that there are 3-star gears, 4-star gears, and 5-star gears. But let me tell you that 4-star and 5-star gears are the only gears you'll be using in the end game. Because 4-star gears will help you grind for 5-star gears. Then you can just strip off the 4-star gears and give it to your other characters if you're done using them. So, if I were you guys, since it's a start, you can use 3-star weapons and you can use 3-star artifacts, and that's okay. But I suggest do not level them up fully unless you have a 4-star one instead. So I spent so much on different materials like 3-star artifacts, and now I do not have Mora. And Mora is the currency in the game. So if you look at my upright, I only have 3,100. It takes hundreds of thousands to level up materials here. So if I were you, please don't do that. Just save your money. So another tip, only raise 2 characters. Okay. So that is not good. So my starting account was actually Jean and Chongyun. So I raised Jean and Chongyun first. But then when I tried going for Venti, I got Venti eventually and Fischl as well. So I ended up switching up my characters, which is okay as well. But I raised so much characters at the same time, and that is not good. So if you take a look at this, I raised multiple units. How do I say this? Look, I have a level 20, I have a level 40, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60, 70, 70. So, instead of me just focusing on at least these 3 or these 2, I ended up spending so much money, materials, and resources on these other guys, and I do not recommend doing that. Now in endgame, I'm having a hard time raising my 2 main units, and it's terrible. It's terrible, I tell you. You won't have money, you won't have resources, you won't have resin, you don't have anything at all. And all you have to do is wait and wait for like events or commissions pop out, or even your resin to refill. And just please, if you're going for someone in the banner, I suggest go for them and then wait if you get a good unit, and that's when I suggest you should be switching and gearing. So please do focus on 1 or at least 2 only. You're gonna regret it so much in the end. I am having a hard time right now as well, and I can't believe I didn't listen to myself. Another tip, it's a basic tip, it may not seem like anything, but if you see flowers or whatever you can pick up on the floor, please do. Like these may just be dandelions. You may or may not be needing them. But if you see anything you could pick up and you're gonna pass by anyways, please pick them up. Why? Because for so or like these ones, let's see. Pine cones. They're not needed, but you're gonna pass by them, so might as well just pick them. Why do you need them? Like these berries, why do you need them? Because there are random quests that pop out, and they could give you really, really good awards, and I mean rewards and XP and money as well. And sometimes their quests are basically, give me 20 pine cones, or give me 50 mushrooms. But there are actually quests that do that. They'd be asking you to like these give you 100 sweet flowers or whatever, and instead of having the time to like search them through the map, I suggest save the time by just picking them up. Like you see this, you're already here, might as well just like get it as well, because you'll never know. I even had the quest where I had to freaking clean the floor, and it's so funny because it's just so funny. They made me clean the floor. But yes, they ask for crystal butterflies, they ask for matsutake mushrooms and those stuff. But yeah, I highly suggest that you guys should like pick up whatever you see on the floor. Another common mistake is gear. So I suggest, which you should listen to. See, I can clear for no reason at all. I can clear so fast. Why? Because at least this I kind of got. Gearing is something you should worry about when you're level 35 above. I don't think I needed or built gear before, which I'm happy is the only thing I actually did correctly. Gear is very important. Why? Because gear helps you give damage in the end game. So if you notice, every time you level up, or every time your world levels up, the mobs get and level up into a higher level. So my mobs right now are level 40 to 50. Why? Because my world level is 4. So every time you reach a certain rank, your world level goes up, and it gets harder and harder for you, especially if you don't have gear. But if I were you guys, I think you should be grinding gear at level 35 onwards, because they give you 4-star to 5-star drops as well. So if you're like level 35 below, you don't get much 4-star drops, you don't even get 5-star drops as well. But remember, in the end game, you're just basically gonna use 4-star drops and 5-star drops. So what's the use if you're like grinding for 3-star gear? You can yes, you maybe can use them for like temporary use, but I don't recommend it at all. It is not fun. It's better to spend your money and materials for those gears that would actually be used in the end game as well. So yeah, that's my tip for you guys. And for our last tip, you should be doing these. So if you click F1, or I'm not sure how it works in the phone, but I play in the PC, you have a journal of tasks. So every time you do these tasks, you get to claim rewards. So as you guys can see, these tasks may be useless, but in the end game, you'll have no other choice. Oops, my light. You'll have no other choice but to raise your units and get XP in the end game. So this journal is very important. Why? Because this journal gives rewards and XP as well. So you have to do these and you get these rewards. These rewards are very important. Look, 50,000. I only have like 3,000 gold. Like, hello, you need these. Go to your achievements, and once you check your achievements, these may seem like boring stuff, but every time you get them, you get a couple of gems, and you even get a banner for your profile. But yeah, these may seem like they're useless, but these are very important because you'll be able to get to grind gems, and these are like very easy. You maybe don't notice them, but yeah, they are pretty well as well. So those are my basic tips. So thank you guys if you actually reached this far, but please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys in the next Genshin Impact video. Peace.